These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Swiss stage of Worlds 2024.
Stats that we're going to bring up here as far as the goalies throughout different times in the game that I think are very indicative of their level of performance. Incredible early game, and it really starts to struggle. That's where they start to be more difficult on the coordinated play, but we're going to see if they can pull off his dive.
All right, 4v2. Kingen and Mohan got to try to survive this one. Who's going to take the turret aggro here at the very start? Looks like Mako. TES walking back away, but now Tien with that 3-talent strike already primed. It's first blood, though, the other direction. DK doing a good job. Mohan surely has to die here. A 1-for-1 trade, but in a 2v4, DK is going to be all right with that one.
I mean, there's good news and bad news for DK. The good news is that Kingen doesn't lose his life, but the bad news is he's being denied a lot of farm, so he's trying his best to get back underneath the tower.
But he is stunned. 369 Mako and Jackie Love want to try to deny even more here if they can. Kingen popping the counter-strike, staying alive for now. Nice two-man stun coming out, but Kingen down to about 50 HP, still staying alive somehow, but the volley claims his life. Top Esports get their man.
Ash and him and Mohan will be heading out towards bot. They're being covered by Lucid, and they should be able to fix this wave no problem, but we can see Jackie Love already is starting a bit of a slow push here for himself.
Yep, him and Mako just going to have to try to deal with this 2v3 situation now. Moham immediately in with a crash down, shattering strike. Mako at 100 HP, and aiming is on the board.
A clean gank from Dplus KIA, and just well timed. And they knew that Mako had no flash, so just like that, Dplus KIA equalized the kills.
Yeah, and actually, we see the Showmaker use his Shockwave, got a really good trade on Cream, who doesn't have his teleport available, so did lose a couple of minions there as he gets shoved in. The wave isn't quite back yet for Showmaker to push, so it will be a cannon wave as well. So Cream's not going to miss too much here, but Showmaker definitely getting prio there, as we did have a Dragon for Grubs trade up on that top side. A lot of these blades, so this is signifying I don't think they're actually going to contest here at the Grubs, and we'll see if it's going to be an immediate start for top. They're already going to be able to take the tier 1 top. They will win the race on this, and top just playing the map really, really well.
Overall, I think Top Esports have just been playing the better macro game than DK have in the laning phase.
Your champions correctly, but to me, like, I do think there's a very significant scaling advantage for DK. You know, I would kind of look at a 3-item breakpoint here. You know, if DK are able to get their carries to 3 items and they're within a couple thousand gold, I feel like they have outscaled.
After the second.
So the big advantage that Top Esports have right now is just the strength of their bottom lane. The fact that they can get prio pretty much wherever they move on the map is allowing Top Esports a lot of control around these towers and these neutral objectives. The fact that they secured the 6 Grubs, the only reason why they're down a Drake right now is because they traded the Grubs in favor of the Dragon, and now again they've leveraged their bot lane to secure that objective, and they're going to bring that bot lane back into the 2 versus 2 to keep putting pressure onto this bot lane tower.
Extra tankiness from the Aftershock proc, as long as you don't miss your E and your R. I mean, if you miss those, then I guess why did you take the thing in the first place? But bottom lane tier 1 turret in some serious trouble now, has a little bit more damage, gets it done. Moham jumps in here with a Magnet Storm, immediately trying to make the fight happen in the 2v2. Meanwhile, the jungler fight off to the side ain't gonna matter because Moham is already dead. The arrows fly, and DK dies. Top Esports picking up 3 as Showmaker and Kingen tried to join up to help everybody else, but now they're in a bad spot too. Cream and Tien chasing after Showmaker. He's trying to buy himself a little bit of extra time. Top Esports are on the hunt for the Orianna. Showmaker still trying to get away. 2-man Shockwave. It don't even matter, man. Showmaker is going nowhere fast. Top Esports, turret +4.
Right, and are immediately participating in that dive, and it ends up being basically a 5v3 situation where they just slaughter the bot lane from DK, they kill off Lucid, and Showmaker and Kingen have nothing to do but watch the game slip away.
Exactly that. The Herald is now going to be converted in favor of Top Esports as well. And now they can move this bot lane into the mid lane and start sieging onto this mid tier 1, really unlocking the map for Top Esports.
And sometimes really valuable, sometimes not. But when you're already really ahead, it becomes so annoying because they're always going to get the push. Now they have the Herald. This is going to be 12 Void Mites popping out of this thing. It's like a clown car of Void Mites running out there.
Kingen jumping in though with a counter-strike for the engage. Tien is low, but Top Esports are going between worlds. Tien gets away, and a massive amount of damage pours into the DK lines. Jackie Love grabbing the first kill. Moham is down. Lucid jumps over the wall, but all DK can do is run. Top Esports are that far ahead.
Then gets Skarner ulted underneath the tower, and patiently what he does is he ults, knocks, I think it was the Jax back, and then he uses that as like a bandwagon to then get back to his team to then
aiming and Showmaker, outside of that, they can't do anything to you.
Masterfully maneuvered by the top esports jungler in what looked like should have been a death sentence with that collapse. But the only thing collapsing now is DK's chances in this game. Still are already on it. There is no contest for DK. They know how worrying it is to even try to go out and contest anything in neutral territory.
Yeah, I mean, it's really problematic now, and not only are they just trading a tower for a dragon, because Cream is pushing down bot side looking for that tier 2. It does survive for now, but that thing is about to go down to these Void Mites. That's 700 gold in the pockets of Cream there, which now puts him ahead of Showmaker. That was the only person we saw the gold breakdown that was ahead for DK. Far away from that 225 breakpoint. And by the time it comes in, could be too little too late.
TN over the wall, again, maybe looking for a fight. Kingin jumps in for the counter-strike. Jackie Love could be in a little bit of trouble here. Gets away for now. They're locking up the Jax. Kingin can't do it. Moham's about to die here, too. Finally, they get one back on DK's side as Cream gets popped, but Moham's still getting away with only 100 HP. Lucid's here on the front line. Has to try to flash to get out of it. The Impale's going to be flashed back by TN. They don't want to allow the red buff to just be stolen away this easily, but Top would love for these guys to step a little bit too close, and Lucid does just that. There's no way out for the Skarner. Tien ends up taking the kill, and gentlemen, we're 21 minutes into the game. The enemy jungler is down. Top Esports have a ticket straight to the Baron.
Yeah, it's so tough, and Lucid had no flash, so being that far forward over towards the red buff is incredibly risky, and now it's going to be a largely uncontested Baron here, as King is just going to try to push and grab that bounty off of the tier 2 bot, get a little bit of gold back for the team, but this kind of lead plus the Baron buff plus 6 grubs is likely to mean nearly the end of the game, you have to think.
And you could even see the early TP from 369. Once Top Esports was confident they weren't going to be challenged at the Baron, 369 won't even allow the tier 2 turret in the bottom lane to fall. The tier 1 in mid is claimed by DK, but now they got to be careful because Kingan's in some trouble. Cream and Jackie Love in hot pursuit as Kingan wants to try to get away from this one. But they are sending 3 dudes after him. Jax, do we get out of these? I'm not sure. Maybe?
It depends if Mako flashes.
I mean, he has the...
He's flashing.
Okay, yeah. Mako flashes over. The counter-strike isn't going to block enough. Not here, not now, no way, not yet. Kingan is down, and Cream's getting a payday.
Yeah, he wanted them. Wasn't going to let him get away that easily. You've been chasing him for a while, so they get the kill onto Kingan. Well, and you're playing the micro, the team fights, the individual outplays, and that has been the entire package here for Top. They have been looking very, very dominant in this game number 1.
And it's nice to see because in the playoffs, the upset that happened against Weibo was definitely unexpected.
The ward behind the pit, though, where he could look to TP. This is probably the game being decided right here.
All right, it's soul fight time. TP coming in from Kingan. Top Esports backing away, but continuing slow DPS onto the Dragon. Kingan on the left flank. Everybody else on DK here on the right. Tien gonna be grabbed there by the Skarner. The objective bounty claimed by Lucid. DK getting it done, but now Cream's going between worlds off to the side while 369 and Kingan duel off on the left. It's gonna be the first kill on Moham. Top Esports are about to lose their mid laner. He's down. Now they're gonna turn right back over onto Kingan. The Jax goes into the Zonias. He's staying alive for now with another beautifully timed counter strike. He flashes back over the wall. DK's gonna try to regroup, but the Ashe has the damage. Jackie Love gets it done, and it's a 1-for-2 trade.
Back. But when they overchase, that's where the Ashe becomes deadly as she was able to use that kiting prowess and re-engage to turn the fight in Top Esports' favor.
Yeah, it just becomes so difficult, and now the Baron is going to be secured here by Top. Cream was not very effective on that flank. They were able to turn on him, burst him down pretty easily.
But now the siege will come through, and that wave clear that DK have is going to be less effective.
Yeah, Lucid may have died, which gave over the Baron, but he also secured the objective steal to make sure that they did not give that Hex Soul, so at least you can count that as a silver lining. But Top Esports are barreling down top lane now. You can see they've still got 369 over in mid for the split pressure. It's still going to take them a while to try to chip through some of this, except for 369 nearly killing. There it goes, the one in mid lane already down as that inhibitor is now exposed. Top Esports happy to wait for the next wave to arrive here in the top lane. Objective bounty claimed in the bot lane at the same time as the tier 2 is destroyed by Kingan, and now Top sees the opportunity to full send it underneath the tier 3 here at the top side. It's already gone. Moham and Lucid going to be taking a lot of damage as Moham's about to be killed. Lucid gets away back underneath the Nexus turrets. Moham's still alive somehow. Top Esports haven't lost a man, and the Skarner's also down. 3v5 for DK.
To be able to get those kills, and now the job gets so difficult. The TP's coming back in.
All right, Top Esports want to end it right here. First Nexus turret and second, both dropping at about the same speed. Kingen wants to keep these guys away with a counter-strike, but it ain't going to do enough. Both turrets already dead. 3, 6, 9. Tanking it up on the front line as Kingen is already down. Aiming focused up next. He flashes back into the fountain, but it will not matter. Top Esports take game 1.
Both Yone and Jax, I mean, they do magic damage too, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
not quite a 50-50 split.
But they have some mixed in.
Yes. So the Kallista's going to be the round out. I am a little surprised, I will admit. When we were thinking hyper carry, like, I think Ashe would have actually been one of the better picks here in this situation, but extra value in a sense, because how many champions can be flecked? Oh, hang on.
Mako face checking a brush, tries to crash down over the wall, gets frozen mid-air,
Freeze
but
frame.
escapes. That's what matters.
Not expect anything too creative in a Sejuani versus Skarner matchup.
Ooh,
of-
immediate jump in. The Zenith
Wait a
blade from
minute.
Moham is a mistake. He goes too far forward. A massive blunder from the DK support.
I mean, it flipped into the tower, stunned up, and Moham gives over a freebie.
That is rough. Ooh, nice engage coming up from Kingen here, trying to use that counter-strike to lock up Cream, who dies to the proc on the E snapback. Beautifully done there, comboing with Showmaker and Kingen to get DK on the board.
And actually contest.
It's funny because if you were to just look at the bottom of your screen, the gold would be very similar to what we saw in game 1, where the only advantage that Dplus KIA have in terms of gold was from that mid lane, and DK have done a great job of playing around Showmaker to help him get through this laning phase, but now there's a brawl around the grubs.
Top Esports would love to at least just smite one of these down, make sure that they can secure it. There it is, 1-1 on the first set of grubs, but DK has a 4-man unit ready to try to play here. Nice engage coming out. They go for the slam into the wall. Between Worlds finds multiple targets as Showmaker now snaps back. A lot of pressure and damage onto Jackie Love, and he drops first in the fight. TN finally gets a return kill here on a Showmaker, but now he's in a little bit of trouble himself. Moham gets away with just 100 HP as Mako is slowed down by the Sejuani, and Cream continues trying to find a little bit more damage. The weirding has some, but is it enough? They finally end up getting another 1-for-1 trade with a 2v2 here at the very end. Cream has more health, but he has no mana. Lucid trying to get away, and he has to flash to avoid the 3-hit passive.
DK just connecting on Jackie Love with the very edge of the bullet time.
You're seeing the strength of getting that BF sword in the 2 versus 2, but 369, this is a kill angle.
Yeah, he's going in, wants Kingen here, flash to follow, jumps right back in with a little bit of footwork, and the Intofo strikes, bury Kingen in a 1v1.
369 with a very valuable 1v1.
It's a plate off the back of it, procs to demolish, already had the sheen as well. And we may be getting another scrap here, but it looks like it's probably too late from DK.
Well, hold on, Cream could be in a little bit of a compromise
Never too late
spot
for
here.
DK, is there?
DK still on their approach. They throw out the Glacial Prison, but it ain't gonna find a whole lot yet. A lot of damage under Jackie Love, barely staying alive here with about 50 HP. Showmaker gonna grab the kill, but TM with a massive 3-man ulti. No damage to follow it up. DK will get their single kill. They will take away the 1 Void Grub. Critically, gentlemen, it is 3-3 on Grubs.
Set up a nice freeze on the top side of the map, and he's continuing to ramp up.
Yeah, if we're talking about item spikes, there's quite a few coming through right now. Hold on, we'll talk about them in a second, unless this turns into something absolutely crazy. There's your Wombo combo with the engage, the Ishtal impact from Tien, followed up
CC's
with
pretty
all
good.
the CC from Mako. Vedius Sejuani Heartsteel again for the Skarner in this game, along with that Bloodthirster for the misfortune of aiming that is 2-1-2, as Moham could be in a bad spot here. Crash down plus the weirding, a little bit of damage on that one as Kingen has to get away back underneath the tier 1 turret in the bottom side of the map at the same time with the bullet time flying in over the top. A lot of damage onto Cream, beautifully punished from DK as top chase a little bit too far, but now what is this? Lucid nearly caught out there thanks to the Skarner ulti, but a flash into an Arctic Assault back over the wall, and now Jackie Love is once again in the sights of aiming, and DK, one more shot to the head, and Jackie's out of there. Aiming still fighting as Tien tries to get the last little bit of damage onto Lucid to make this one a 1-for-1 trade, while Showmaker chases after Mako up in the top lane. MasterCard lane economy snapshot showing you, yeah, it's a huge advantage for aiming, but also a massive advantage for 369 in that top lane 1v1 that we haven't really seen a whole lot from after the solo kill. Now the Riptoad is the target for Top Esports. Moham and Lucid walking up. Lucid wants to be able to challenge here for the flip, and he steals it away. Beautifully done with the bullet time in over the top. It's not going to find a whole lot of damage as Showmaker tries to jump in. He resets his position and gets back away, but Lucid's going to be killed up first as Cream tries to disengage. Kingen in the middle of everybody with a counter strike, but he ain't going to find a lot. 369 is on the hunt as Moham and Kingen try to get out. Tien still chasing. Moham's about to drop. DK lose 2 men. Yes, they might have stolen away the Herald. They do end up being able to pick it up thanks to Showmaker.
Yeah, and this time, Showmaker actually going to TP back, and he's looking for Jackie.
He's ready to keep going. On the front line, though, with Kingen, they aren't going to find the target they're looking for. DK, though, they summon up the Rift Herald here in the mid lane. They claim the tier 1 turret, and now Showmaker is just going to take an Uber home.
You kind of look at who's actually in the fight, and it's really only Showmaker and Lucid, so good target selection from Top Esports is now Cream.
Oh, Cream, they popped the tier 1 turret in time, and now with the TP coming in to reinforce him, it's Cream at 369 against Kingen and Showmaker. 369.
Long enough.
Still on the chase here, has the third in Tofo strike, looking for the knockback. Hits Kingen. Not really a whole lot more to get out of this one, though. They had Mako and Tien coming up around the side in case the fight kept going, but Top Esports not going to disengage it after having kept their mid laner alive. Hold on, Moham. Now the target. Tien ready to tunnel through the wall here to back up Mako. Remember, this Leona is very, very, very tanky. Still at about half HP. Impale to drag him right on back. They are throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this dude, and he's still getting away. Cream finally takes the kill.
I mean,
And I think their top side is so strong right now. You know, 2 items across really the board here. You're looking at the jungle on the top from the other side, way weaker.
Showmaker over the wall there with the soul unbound, but he has to snap back. The Drake is going to be claimed before Lucid can try to show up and threaten a 50-50. Tien wants to jump over the wall. Lucid's about to lose the Arctic armor. They're trying to use a lot here on the Sejuani. The Impale only onto the enemy tank. Showmaker's looking for the angle here, but Lucid's going to be killed off first. Jackie Love taking the kill as Moham is isolated from the rest of the team. Jackie Love's trying to be protected by Mako and Tien. He needs to kite out away from the Yone, but a nice move coming out from Showmaker to take him down. Aiming is kiting it out. Tien is about to die. Kingen looking for a little bit more as Tien gets away, but finally Aiming getting the last auto attack and a double kill back over to the AD carry from DK, but he's the only one left standing. 7 dead bodies on Summoner's Rift, and Top Esports comes out +1. They want Kingen's attention here. There is vision in that hallway near the Baron pit. Lucid is around.
There's the TP.
Top Esports now turning for the fight. Lucid's going to be the focus here at the start, taking a lot of the damage between worlds, ready to drop and try to keep DK in place, but Kingen has already killed Jackie Love. He'll be traded back. Lucid is very low. He's already going to be killed now as 369 goes on a killing spree. Over the wall he goes to bring back another one on DK's side. A double kill for the Cassante as he tries to get away, but Showmaker is making plays on Top Esports. DK is ready here in his second game.
Top Esports skipped too many steps.
Yone. Top Esports draft hubris is being punished. Showmaker is showing them this Yone and why you do not let it through. They are focusing Jackie Love so well. Kingen on the Jax, always looking to isolate him, always looking to beat him down, and DK have earned themselves a Baron.
Really strong in to potentially win this game. Look at the carries, look at mid, look at bot. It's a 2-threat team, and they're down a combined 3.4, 3.5k gold just in those 2 roles.
Yeah, it is not a good game here for Jackie Love. 5 deaths now on the Callista. Good focus from the DK carries, diving him over and over again. But now it's DK in the driver's seat. They've got these 2 great split-pushing champions, and they've got 90 seconds to bulldoze some structures inside lanes.
I mean, there's just a lot of standing goals for DK to just grab, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Lucid continues to, it looks like he's getting caught, but he can tank so much of the damage up, and it forces Top Esports to overextend again.
Tien missing the Impale. That one's going to hurt as Showmaker has to reset his position with the Soul Unbound. He popped the QSS to get away. Moham's going to keep the fight going. Bullet time gets Tien very low, but he ain't dead yet. Still burning to the Ignite. Barely survives.
DK has kind of reached some of those scaling breakpoints that they needed to. Top, though, going to be moving in is, I feel like DK just thought Top weren't going to even try to contest, and they're not in position to actually fight for this, even with the lead.
Yeah, Showmaker has to snap back, and Top can claim themselves their second Drake of the game.
They need to have that perfect fight where Jackie Love somehow is having a big effect, and they're looking for Aiming.
Yeah, they want this misfortune if they can get him. Aiming slowed down, but the Impale has already missed. 369 one of the pincer attack, but it's Kingen coming around from the side now as Jackie Love is immediately locked up, but he's trying to kite it out to get away in time. Kingen down to 1/3 HP, but Showmaker's into the back line with a Fate Seal. Jackie still under pressure. Showmaker snapping back. Top Esports with an HP advantage, but nobody dead on either side. Third and Tofo strike comes out. 369 looking to keep the chase going.
Top Esports in the sense that they got position over the Baron, but the health bars are now going back up for DK. The mid tower is going to drop. Top Esports need an opportunity for reset, but they're not going to be given one.
Off the Baron now too.
And again, that's the awkward spot. We'll see if they can catch one of these recalls.
This could be a little bit greedy from DK. Moham's trying to get out now. Lots of flashes being spent as Lucid also gets himself out. Showmaker looking for an entry into the fight, and Aiming goes unstoppable. Bullet time cuts down Mako, and Top Esports are in a 4v5. Aiming with a single shot back at the Jackie Love. Tien coming in, Aiming with a flash away. Now as the engage from Moham ain't going to be good enough. He's down to about death's door, and they finally get him. Cream takes the kill. Lucid's trying to get away, and 369 goes all out, all in. Top Esports! Kingen swoops around to try to cut the wave, but Top just found a miracle. Kingen is very powerful on this top lane. Jax 32 minutes into the game. Lucid at about 1/3 HP. Cream wants to keep the Jax away. 369 barely hanging on. Very small health bar. TN wants to guarantee he can secure this objective for his team, but Lucid goes over the wall ready to jump into the pit. The Baron's going to be claimed by the Aurora of all people. Cream's living the dream. Kingen has to try to get away. Cream still in hot pursuit. The Jax will live, but Top Esports get another kill, and they get the Baron.
They do disengage at this point, they're fine, but aiming oversteps. He steps too far forward, and Top Esports find a window to engage.
Yeah, the early Ren there, from Jackie, slowing him down, forcing out the flash, and then 369 gets in with the Pathmaker. The third and Tofo strikes, knocks him up, knocks him down. That is a huge play there from Top, and honestly a great read. They saw them walking through the river, just had the read that they might be going for a recall in that brush.
See if Top has the firepower to keep this going. Jack's show completed for Jackie Love will help him against this Yone and Jax trying to dive onto him, but it's still just a single tank item against two very fed divers.
Solo AP on that team, so he is going to be a massive threat.
Okay, tier 3 turret, just
Tian's
about
going.
dead here in the bottom lane. Just about dead over in the mid lane as well. Lucid's gonna be dragged back by the Impale. Cream goes between worlds, and Lucid is down. King into the back, trying to cause some disruption, but he's gonna be hurt next. Moham about to drop. 369 here in the front line. Needs a little bit more damage, and again, the Cassante will not stop. Kingan's on the run. Top Esports looked like they had no shot left, and now they are pushing into the DK base. Showmaker, Kingen, and Aiming all still alive. Top with all 5 men still ready to go, but they gotta be careful with some low health bars. Showmaker goes in for a fate sealed. Big bullet time of the 369. Cream has already killed Showmaker. Aiming is about to be caught. Kingen jumps into a 1v4, but he will not find his hero's moment. An ace for Jackie Love and a sweep for Top Esports. DK tried, and they could not do it. Top will rise to the occasion and make their way to the quarterfinals for the first time since 2020, and they will do it with a 2-0.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Swiss stage of Worlds 2024. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.